Commander. Commander.
I love the man, a boy. There it is. Have a date with Cecil for Valentine's Day. There I am for my date with the Cecil, live on YouTube. Hi, Mander. May I have also a date with you, Mander?
Came right over for pets today, huh? He's getting more brazen. I'm over here to get petted. Cecil, what you doing, big boy? What's up, Mander? Yeah, I know. If I don't pet you, you'll leave. I know. I know how you are. A sleeping shug.
I
Doing over
should.
there, Jazz. Jazz. Lucy, that's not your usual spot.
Definitely not.
Although she likes to go to the window, so that might be why she's doing that. She likes to look out the window.
Isn't that the usual Mander sport?
Yep,
So
it
now we have
is.
our first chatter here. It's Falcon Sue, who wishes us a happy Valentine's Day.
Hello, Falcon Zoo. Cecil, what are you doing for Valentine's Day? He says, "Oh, this guy was working on my beak today. Oh, I was flying all over the place trying not to have my beak worked on.
Mhm.
Well, it took off a good quarter inch, so
Mhm.
2 millimeters roughly. What are you doing? What are you saying down there, big boy? Hmm?
Cecil, is that like going to the dentist on Valentine's Day?
Pretty much.
Super annoying.
I wonder if carob is good for parrots. It's not something that I don't know where I guess I can try to find out, but it tastes a lot like chocolate, so they might like it. Actually, I like carob better than chocolate. And carob, you don't have to add it. You can eat carob plain, and it tastes pretty darn good. A bunch of sugar in it. What are you doing?
I have read about a chocolate alternative which is made of out of oat and sunflower seeds.
Hmm. Well, they can definitely eat that, but oats and sunflower seeds. But carob is awfully close. It was really popular for a while.
I also have seen once a
What are you
documentation
doing?
about how they try to make it. I think the goal in this documentation was to copy coffee, where if it might come the time that coffee won't grow anywhere due to climate change. And but chocolate is also possible. So that's not really something weird. So what they do, it's just fermentation. They figured out a process, lots of science in it, but no chemistry or any add, just fermentation.
Hmm. Sounds interesting. What do
It
you
is.
think? What do you
It's
think?
they do it here in Germany since they try to, work against all these deforestation in the rainforest, which people do over there sometimes also to grow the plants for chocolate. So yeah, I think it's definitely worth a try. Why not? And the
Uh,
thing is, I'm not sure if you can feed it to birds, since it's going through the fermentation process
yeah,
to
it
to
depends if there's any remnant alcohol, then it's a questionable, but
hmm. Yeah, no, I don't mean that fermentation. Whatever. So let's talk about more Valentine topics. So we have Lisa here who says, "Hi friends, happy Valentine's Day to my chat friends." Oh, that's sweet. Hi,
hello. You could say happy Valentine. You could say a lot of things. You just won't talk. Don't talk
what can
around
I
other
do?
people.
I
You
greet
can.
all our chatters who
You can talk.
want to be here to have a date with our Cecil boy. Or with Amanda. Amanda's also here for the guys who prefer the pinks. Mm. Sugar only accepts dates if you bring fries.
What are you doing down there, huh? KK
Actually,
bird.
the biggest celebration day for the Chloe Sanctuary will actually be tomorrow, because tomorrow is the big day. Actually, the anniversary when Don headed from California to Nevada.
No,
Yeah, so we have 1 year anniversary of Chloe Sanctuary finally has its own home. And the birds love it. Oh yeah,
yeah.
Lisa, Cecil has a
That's what
piece of wood.
you doing, Mander. Did she take your spot?
Yeah, apparently Lucy has taken Manda's spot, which is a big drama in bird world.
What are you doing, Cecil? That's a strange look. Huh? That's a strange look. What are you doing? What did you say down there?
Mm.
Oh,
Hi, KK. Mm. Next anniversary will be KK, 1 year KK. He came approximately 3 weeks after.
ouch. Try not to hit my ear, please. That's where the AirPods are. I know you're doing it intentionally, but hmm?
So Lisa wishes a happy anniversary to Dawn on the vlog, and she says the year has flown by.
Yeah, lots of things fly around here, but that's true.
Mhm. Even Cecil, but only if he gets his beak trimmed.
Yeah, he did a little bit of that today. I ended up having to use an emery board at high speed. Let me do that. I'm still desensitizing him to the soon as he sees that Dremel, he's like, I'm gone. I need one of those little hooks they put or hoods they put over a hawk, but so that he can't see. But once he hears it turn on, he'll fly anyway. Won't you? So we don't want you to hurt yourself. No. Yeah, why his beak has suddenly decided to overgrow is I don't have any clue, but the upper section I have to keep an eye on it now. Right, Cecil? Hey, not grabbing the earpiece.
Hi, Shug.
Thank you.
Shug, you look good. Yes, you do. How's the life in
Hey,
Shug?
she's got her foot up. She's half asleep. What are you doing? Well, they're never more than half asleep. But maybe she's a quarter asleep.
Well,
Yeah,
making oneself comfortable. Nothing bad about that, Shuggy. You're pretty long, Shug. Tall Shug. And is that Manda coming over again? Hi, Mander. Oh, what a beautiful rose. What most of the viewers probably haven't catched is the amount of dust.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Your name should be Dusty.
Mhm. Manda's the super duster.
Yeah, I found out that these little cheap imitation HEPA filters I made over there actually work better than the HEPA filters. I take those out and blow them out with the leaf blower, and just huge piles of dust come off. You do that with the HEPA filters, and you don't get that much. So
Mhm.
I think they're actually working better than the HEPA filters.
Mhm. Interesting,
Well,
but cool.
I they're not getting rid of the real fine stuff, but that's what I've got the HEPAs for anyway.
Yep.
They're,
Actually, that's a good idea to have filters for different sizes, Manda.
what are you sticking your tongue out for?
Who's sticking the tongue out?
Mander was sticking his tongue out.
Maybe he wants to look like Einstein, Albert Einstein. Mander. He probably feels as smart as Einstein. Now he is out with all the other birds. Have you outsmarted them all?
He looks pretty comfortable though.
Hmm.
And he gets along lately. He's been getting along with Snowball, but my trick there is to have Lorelei in the room, so that draws Snowball away from him.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't have Lorelei in here with KK because she hasn't made friends with him yet. She's being a little bit of a snit. So
Mm-hmm. Probably KK haven't worshipped her enough.
they look at each other, back and forth because they're in cages next to each other, but they haven't developed any kind of friendship yet. And that's unusual for Lorelei. She usually wants to start preening another bird right away, but
Mm-hmm.
not right now. I didn't say your name, Lucy. What are you looking at me for? Hi, Lucy.
Probably popcorn.
Lucy Bird.
Lucy.
Her beak wasn't, the upper wasn't so bad, but the lower was a real pain today.
Yeah.
It looked like a saw blade.
Mm.
Instead of be nice and rounded, and it's just a saw blade. I had to cut it down. I have to cover her eyes so she doesn't get any dust in them. It seems to irritate her eye, that one eye that Bob got. So I have to put a towel over her head in order to do her beak, just to keep the dust away from her eyes. I think she hates the towel more than anything else, but
Mm.
causes beak today was no problem. Just had to shorten the
Cosy.
upper just a tiny bit.
How's the Cosy doing?
She's doing fine. She gets out at night with me while I'm working on the computer. And then or when I'm making toys, and the same for Pippa.
Mm.
Pippa just won't get along. She just won't do it. And same with Cause right now. So once mating season, which apparently is going full blast, once that's over, I'll probably have a better shot at it. I keep trying, but obviously not when I I don't try that when we're doing this because I can't be dropping the phone and running all over. I can do that when we're not doing a live stream, but
Mm.
got to keep my focus on birds like that, right, Cecil?
Yes,
Hmm?
Cecil.
Right,
What a
Cecil
cute.
the bird. You don't have to open your beak as much anymore, do you? Yeah. Yeah, everybody's pretty calm right now.
Mm.
Are you laughing at me?
Chuckle, chuckle. Okay, chuckle, chuckle.
You was chuckling. You chuckling? Oh boy. Such a good bird. Such a good bird.
Mm. Oh, super snuggly umbrella males. One is snugglier than the other.
Cecil. Cecil's having a good day.
Oh, I'm
He's
happy about that.
yeah, he's been a little aggressive lately because I keep taking him away from he gets too close to KK or he gets too close to Lorelai and I have to take him away and then he gets upset with me.
Mm.
But
Poor
right now
Cecil.
he's doing having a good day, aren't you, kid? Well, he's not like he has a really bad day, but he just has where you know he's a little bit irked, a little bit unhappy with the situation. You're gonna try
Mm.
to get your spot back again, kid?
Mm. Oh, my Cecil, soon is spring, which means you can go out more in the aviary and having fun with your bucket. So Rosebud Atkins joined us. Hello, Rosebud. Happy Valentine's Day to you.
Hi, Rosebud. Not the same, huh, Mander? You really want to sit in your spot, and she's taking it. Yeah,
Lucy.
you can be a pushy little thing too. Mander, what are you doing? You thinking about it or what? There's another similar spot. That's usually where she sits and Jazzy sits. And Jazz is close to there, so he won't go that way. Although he has been standing up for himself lately, so he hasn't been backing down when he's somewhere and someone's trying to mess with him. He won't back down.
Oh, it looks like we have a birthday child here. It's Rosebud. Happy birthday, Rosebud. Do
Happy
we,
birthday, Rosebud.
we sadly have no bird who's singing the song. Maybe Manda doing the jungle sound version. Ah, 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 ah. But at the moment, he is occupied with trying to get Lucy off his boat.
You know that happy birthday song that people sing? It's copyrighted. You're technically not allowed to sing it. That's um
The
that's
happy
why you
birthday
don't
to you.
yeah, you can't sing that. I mean that's copyrighted. You're not allowed to sing it. You have to get permission and pay.
I've never seen anybody doing that.
Yeah, there have been cases where they've been sued. So usually they don't do that for small things, but we couldn't do it here. Can't do it on a broadcast. That's for sure. You're not supposed to do
Wait,
it.
we cannot sing it.
No, you can't.
I think we already have done.
Um, I don't know if we have or not, but we're not supposed to. That's weird. It's probably the most sung song in the whole of the USA and anyway, but it's not permissible. What are you doing up there?
Oh, it looks like it's not copyright in European Union.
There you go. Okay, it's copyrighted over here now. What are you doing up there? There has to be a better song anyway. I mean, somebody should be able to come up with something better than that song. But
There are more than one songs which are sung in Germany.
Cecil, are you having fun? Hmm? Are you having fun, big boy?
And
It gets
Rosebud would like how the weather today is in Parham.
yeah. Well, it's mostly sunny. There's some alto cumulus out there in the sky. Um, about 60 degrees outside.
Mm.
But if I
Yeah.
try to take them out at 11, it would have been a little too chilly for Miss missing feathers on her chest over there.
Mm. Yeah,
Uh,
Rosebud is getting more rain. I'm not sure.
oh,
I
geez.
thought in California it has the rain has stopped so far, but the super rich who have their super houses right next to the ocean also have no problems because looks like the underground isn't that safe anymore. And your 20 million luxury house is in the sea if you're not lucky.
Yeah, there's a town that wasn't far from where I lived in where the sanctuary was called Encinitas, and the first street is Third Street, then it goes Fourth, Fifth. And the reason for that is that Second and First Street have already fallen into the sea.
Mm.
It is the fastest eroding coastline in the United States, actually. That hasn't changed. And
Mm-hmm.
I've actually climbed down some of those hills. They have signs not to do that, but when I was younger, I ignored the signs.
Yeah.
You have to climb. Well, you either have to walk
Mm.
about 2 miles, or you have to climb down those cliffs and to go to Indian Beach. So, and when you can't swim, it's a great beach to go to because it's just a gradual drop off into the ocean for a mile and a half. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can walk and walk and walk, and you're up to your ankles, and then after you've been walking another 50 yards or whatever, and then you're up to your knees. I mean, it's almost, unless there's a bad riptide, it's almost impossible to
Mm.
drown there. Good for body surfing. Cecil, do you body surf? No, I don't think you do. I'm sorry. Did I bump your toy? I'm sorry.
Has Cecil ever been to the beach?
Not that I know of. I tried that one time with Chloe, and she didn't even want to see a beach after that. All those seagulls trying to attack us.
Yeah, that's not nice, isn't it, Cecil?
I was looking for Alfred Hitchcock. He's usually in the movie somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
No, they were
Yes.
serious. They were dive bombing us. I never seen anything like it. Trying to get to Chloe, I had to cover her up. wrap my arms around her and take her and get her back in the car. And then whenever we would drive by the beach, she'd go the other side of her cage, as far away from the
Mhm.
vision of the beach as possible. So, what's she doing
Well,
down there, Kate?
the seagulls are not stupid. They get fed by people, and they know that we take always tasty food with us. So yeah, we made ourselves targets for them.
Yeah, I had my stepson once. I want to feed the seagulls. I want to feed the seagulls. And he kept saying it. So I gave him some food. I said, you go sit way down there by the beach and I'll watch. And that only lasted about 5 minutes. They were whacking him, coming down, hitting him, trying to get to the food and everything. He, he runs up to me and says, let's get out of here. I said, you don't want to feed the seagulls. No.
Nope. But that's the people feeding the wild animals, like feeding the cockatoos in Australia or feeding the bears in other countries, and then they're like, so no, the bear is coming back. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
how it works.
I've only fed one a wild animal. I was in Yosemite, as long before I had the birds, and I'm almost all the way up to Nevada Falls. It's quite a hike up there. I'm almost all the way to the top, and I see this. There's signs everywhere not to feed the squirrels or any other animals. And here's a squirrel eating a horse dropping. And I said, "Oh, the heck with it!" I had a sandwich with me. I tore off a piece and threw it to him. It's like, you know,
Mhm.
I don't think the horse droppings are natural around here either. So,
Well, I do feed wild animals. I feed sometimes in over the summer or in fall the hedgehogs, and I feed wild birds. So I know it's a common procedure, but one always needs to think in which areas one lives. So the probability that a bear will be in my garden is close to zero.
yeah, and I don't think if there were any wild animals that approach, I would feed them here because food is so scarce in the desert that you'll have them all camping out in your around your house.
If
Um,
just a bear is monitored, like walking somewhere in EU or Europe, just in direction to Germany, they already bring it in the newspaper. So it's yeah. And then all these people with their guns are like, oh, I must save my cattle. So no, no, won't happen. Now they get scared of the wolf. But studies say that the problem in Germany is that 90% of wolf sightings are actually dogs. Because we have the trend of having dogs who look a little bit like wolves. And there are a lot of stupid people who actually let their dogs loose in the forest. So yeah, you can see then how it happens. So
hmm.
the person doesn't spot the dog, but not the owner thinks like, oh no, gosh, a wolf. Drama.
Yeah, there's a lot of cats that get dumped off, which is horrible. But they normally a cat they do well when you drop them off. They just go back to being wild animals. But dogs don't usually do that well unless they can get into a
No,
pack. They're a
cats
pack
also
animal.
don't do well in cap. When these all these feral cats, it's just a huge disaster.
Oh, it's a disaster. There's no question about that. But they can go back to being wild animals, but dogs don't really do that
Yeah,
well.
that's the thing. That's not fully true. Then these feral cats, they are basically domesticated animals like alpacas. So they have been breeded for thousands of years, and they are definitely not meant to be wild. We have actual wild cats in Germany, but they are different from these they feral cats. So they cannot go back. They have a cycle of giving birth to young kittens 4 times a year, and there are a lot of other things which just makes it not possible to have them back in the world. So it's definitely, I think the thing with dogs is that they are more drawn to humans. So humans see them more and face that as a problem. But for the animal itself, it's just like you cannot just bring them back. It's the same like with the city pigeons. They are also have been breeded for a long time, and these that's not a wild species like it is with the house cats. So they have nothing. They shouldn't be released into the wild.
No, they shouldn't be, but I'm just saying that they go back to hunting, or dogs don't
Yeah,
quite know what
that's
to
the
do.
thing. They never basically manage to fully get it out of the cat to hunt. But it's like the like the city pigeons also can kind of survive, but being able to survive and being able to thrive are two different things. So no, these species are definitely shouldn't be back released.
No, I was not saying that they should be released. I was merely saying that they can
Yeah,
go
but
back to hunting.
that makes a wrong impression. Like they can manage to have a life in the wild because they
No,
are not made for having a wild. There is no species of that kind who is living natural in the wild or has ever
well,
done.
you're just misunderstanding what I'm saying. So,
Yeah, I say I'm not misunderstanding. I just say that this gives a wrong picture and that's misleading, and that's the problem
no,
since a
it's
lot
not.
of people thinking it that way.
No, I'm not saying that they do well. I'm just saying they go back to hunting. Where
Look, Don,
dogs,
we are in the live stream. I think people are having fun. We arguing like we
yeah,
do sometimes private.
yeah,
But I think they are more interested in the birds, to be honest.
I'm sure. I'm sure of that. Well,
Shuggy.
I do know one cat that I had that I got from a pet store that I would put it in
Yeah.
your house.
Can we just
If
leave the topic?
if I put that in your house within a few days, you'd be trying to find a way to get it out. Now there was a years ago when my first wife actually, they had a black cat in this one pet store, and nobody would take it, and we took it home. And we finally had to go to a vet, and we had to put something in its food to knock it out because it was completely. I mean, we're talking feral, where get underneath the couch and go. Ah! You know, we were afraid it was going to kill us in our sleep. That was bizarre. So we went to a vet and explained the situation, and he said, "Here, you got to knock the cat out, and then you got to take it somewhere." So, what are you doing? Hey, oh, sorry, you moved. I didn't know you were there. What are you doing? Hi, Cecil. Hi, Cecil. Hey, KK. Hey, KK. What you doing? you doing? What's up, Cecil? Hello. You only have one toy. That's scary. You sure you don't want two? Here, safer for me if he's got two. My skin doesn't become a second toy. You like those, don't you? Hmm? Hey, Cecil. Hey, Cecil bird. Hi, Cecil. There, yourself. There, big boy. Yeah, big boy. Hey, Cecil. Jasmine, what are you doing? Jazz. Jazz? Oh, she's asleep. Mander? Lucy, what are you doing up there, kiddo? Loose bird. Oh, geez. What you doing, Dusty? Hmm? What a cloud. What a cloud you create over there, kid. Pretty silly.
So Jocelyn Trickle joined us and she's watching with Cinnamon. Hey, Cinnamon. Good to see you, Jocelyn.
Hey, Jocelyn. Hi, Cecil. There you go. Oh, pretty silly boy. What? You want to play that game? All right. All right. Don't make me dizzy, though. Makes me dizzy when you do that. Big that. Big that. Mander, what you doing, Mander? What's up, Mander, Mander, Salamander?
Sorry, Jocelyn, I don't understand. She says watching shooting at Super Bowl parade. Was there a shooting or I just heard that Usher, who made the halftime show, married in Las Vegas. So that's all I've seen from Super Bowl.
Yeah, I have no interest in any, well, almost any sport. There are a few things I might be, actually do, but football's not one of them. I would rather watch flies fornicate than watch the Super Bowl. There isn't enough beer in the world to get me to do that. Boring. American football, the most boring so-called. No, it's not the most. I think golf is probably a little more boring, but I don't think golf is really a sport. What are you doing? What are you doing? That's the usual Cecil. And Lucy and Mander are actually Lucy, Mander, and Sugar are all preening. Oh, hey, that's my ear. Stretch, stretch. Mander, you stretching over there? You having fun, Cecil? Big boy. You big silly. Hey, 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 hey. KK bird. A little KK. Don't
What a
shove those
snooky.
into my
Okay.
glasses. Don't do that.
Cecil, that's not nice. You know, your daddy cannot afford new glasses, and he needs it. He can't tell a
Yeah,
KK from a Cecil without glasses.
I need a white cane without glasses. What are you doing? Lucy, what you doing up there? What you doing, Lucy? What you doing, little girl? Lucy. Loose bird. What you doing?
Looks like Manda has found another spot, which is also pretty comfy because he looks super cuddly right now.
Yeah, he looks happy sitting there. Although he is facing towards where his normal spot is, so
And we
I'm
have a
sure
new
he.
chatter, Kenny Sharp 50, who has a question.
Hey,
My greater sulfur-crested cockatoo has chosen me as his mate. I have had him 3 years. He's 36 years old, and he's the third owner. Is there any way I can socialize him to other people?
sure. You have to pick the first one you're going to socialize him with, and you have to make sure you have a treat that you can give him, a reinforcer. So you have to put, no, everybody's heard this before, but you have to lay out a whole bunch of treats, an almond, a cashew, a peanut, a sunflower seed. Lay out anything that you think he might eat, and then whichever one he picks first, best to do this in the morning before he's had his breakfast, that's going to be the reinforcer you're going to use, and he only gets it when he's done what you want. Okay, so when he's when you've given him a cue and he's behaved. So then what you need to do is have that person be the only person giving him treats. And at first, you can start with the come bearing gifts, which is you go have that person go by the cage. It has to be somebody who's around fairly regularly. Come by the cage and give him that treat through the cage bars. We call that through protected contact. And then once he starts reacting to that, now, if there's a problem where the bird might bite or something at that point, you just make sure that he hands that, whoever this person is, he or she hands the food over on something, okay? Like a spoon or whatever. Eventually, you'll be able to hand it directly. But then you want to do calm attention, which is have that person sit and get the bird to look at them without taking their eyes off them for 1 second. Give them a treat. Do that a few times. Come back every day, repeating that, increasing the time a little bit each time. 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Don't try any big jumps because the birds know and they won't respond. So they're better at telling time than we are when we have watches on. And when you've got that to at least 30 seconds, then you can start working on getting the bird to be held by the person. But that you have to do those first two behavior modifications. Come bearing gifts and home attention. If you want a full explanation in great detail, I suggest taking Animal Training 101 online. And Dr. Zelix goes through that whole procedure in detail too, and shows examples of it with many different animals. Yeah, the people she's trained, there's one video in there which shows somebody who's taking a blood sample from a hyena. Hyenas, as predators go, they're probably the last animal you want to deal with when it comes to trying to draw blood. And the hyena actually presents the vein in its neck so that the trainer can take the blood. So she knows what she's doing.
Um, Kenny Sharp says, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah,
Oh,
that's no problem. That's why we're here. So
yep.
Don can help you out. At least he can advise you. Actually, really helping the person who really only can help you is yourself by getting the required knowledge and training skills. So yeah, you can deal with the bird.
Yeah, with calm attention and come bearing gifts, you should be able to make some headway. I use just those two techniques on an Amazon who I was told would never let any male human being handle him, and in 2 weeks he was running around in the aviary with us and coming down to sit in my lap. So, and that was just off those two techniques. But generally, you need a few other things down the line. But if you can do those two and get that done, then we can go farther from there. Nothing like actually taking the training though. When you take the training from Dr. Zelig, you can work with any animal. She doesn't actually work with any birds, but it's the same techniques. You do need to kind of know the species as well. I mean, there's certain things that dogs will do that dogs are more interested in food than birds are, so you have to really work to find a treat. For the dog, uh, they'll go to the cat box for dinner. So I mean, they're they're easier and they're much more targeted on food. Um, Actually, Mander prefers to be petted. That's his reinforcer. Food doesn't. He likes certain things. He likes edamame, but using that as a treat does nothing. If you pet him, that's all he needs is a reinforcer. So, yeah, birds are a lot more intelligent than dogs, so they'll find ways to get around what you're trying to do. But having a parrot bonded to you is not a it's not a death sentence. You can work around it. I have several birds bonded with me, and it's not a problem. So, right, Sugar?
Shuk.
She's bonded to me, but
Yeah, Shuk says, you don't train me, I train you.
pretty much. There's always training going on both ways. Anytime you're within earshot of a bird, there's training going on. Yeah, Dr. Selleck has a book too, but that book is if you've had behavioral science before, if you've had at least sophomore college level behavior science, you could probably get through it. If you take her course, you can understand it. Just trying to read the book, you probably won't get it. And it's not an easy book for me to read. And I have the background in ABA already, so I took Dr. Selleck's after Dr. Friedman. Dr. Friedman teaches a class too, but it's once a year and it's hard to get into. It is specifically about parrots, though. If she's still teaching it, I haven't checked to see if she's still teaching the LLA course, Living and Learning with Animals. It's an interesting name for the class, considering, well, I guess it's what she had to do for the college, but considering it's about parrots specifically. But for the hands-on information where you can actually see her working, making mistakes and showing you how to correct them. She says, I'm not perfect, I make mistakes. And she shows you the mistakes she makes and how she fixes them. Because you're gonna do it. I saw a professional working with an Amazon that was similar to Marley, the one I was working with. And I saw him make a mistake, but he fixed it. You don't offer, if you move in with a treat, and let's say that you get the treat here and it's where the bird can lean over, you're trying to teach it to step up and it can lean over and grab the treat, you cannot pull it back. That is, in their world, you have made a grievous error. So, but he did that. He actually pulled it back a little because he put it too far where the bird could get it. Best just to let the bird have it, back up, do it again, and get your hand farther away. So, but she showed where she made a mistake she was working with a horse and she made a mistake and then she showed how to fix it. She made an error working with a seal. I mean, and this lady knows what she's doing. She works for an aquatic nonprofit aquatic where they have a whole bunch of sea lions and seals, and sea lions are a predator, right? There's a great video on YouTube where these idiots are trying to feed human food to a sea lion, and eventually the sea lion grabs this little girl who's sitting up on a rail and drags her into the water. The girl was okay. The girl didn't get hurt, but you tease a predator and you're asking for trouble, right? So Um, but she works with them because they're sensitive, like these guys are, to anesthesia, and they usually die under anesthesia if you have to put them under for any length of time. So she trains the animals and the veterinarians to work together without anesthesia. I mean, they can do a local, but they can't do general. So, yeah, you want to talk about a professional trainer? She's it. She's been She took her first class in applied behavior analysis when she was 8 years old. So there's a long story behind all that, but her mother managed to get her into the class. Glad I took that class. I don't know how many times it's helped me out of bad situations. It helped me recently when he started having issues because of mating season. At least it's mating season for him, and he was getting a little aggressive because I was telling him no to things because it wasn't going to be good for him. And whenever you try to stop an animal from doing something, it usually doesn't get you the doesn't get you what you want. You want to replace that behavior, but sometimes you do actually have to stop them from certain types of behavior. So we worked it out. I should say we worked it out with a little applied behavior analysis, right, Cecil? You're moving around. I can't get the camera on you. I can't get the camera on you.
Cecil actually
Yeah.
has also mating issues, but not with Dawn, but he rather would prefer to mate with a bird, but he's not allowed to. Cecil. Makes you even more aggressive. That's the thing. So Don
Yeah.
rather deals with the little aggression by him and preventing him from really being close to KK or Lorelei.
Yeah, I have to. That's called positive punishment.
Mm.
When you're trying to, what I'm usually doing is adding something that pushes him away from a situation. It could also be described as negative punishment, but punishment simply meaning you're trying to reduce or extinguish a behavior. It doesn't mean what the general public thinks of it, but because it's a special term used in applied behavior analysis. But you either reward or you punish. Rewarding, you're trying to maintain or increase the behavior, and if you're punishing, you're trying to reduce or extinguish the behavior. So what seems to work best with him at this point is what we call differential reinforcement of another behavior. In this case, he's got something to do with his beak and his feet, and he's working out any issues he has with that. So can't stop him from the way he feels. He's gonna whatever is going on inside of his head. All I have to do is provide him with something that allows him to make choices that are good for both of us. So, and that's the other thing. The training techniques that you learn are ones that help the animal you're working with make the right choices themselves. You're not making the choice for them. You're offering them alternatives, or you're putting them in situations where they can do their behavior that you want, but they're making the choice to do it. You're not forcing them to. We cue behavior, we don't command behavior. As when I handed him the other little toy he likes. I know he likes that other toy, so once he gets two toys in his beak, the chances of being nipped accidentally drop considerably to almost nothing. So, and he's happier with two toys, aren't you? No, you can grab my finger if you want to. You are such a good bird. You are a good bird. A good boy. Everybody else is taking a break. The second the meeting's over, they'll all get wild and crazy. It's the way it always works. Isn't that right? Isn't that right, KK? That's from coughing is from Manor before when he did that rouse, this whole room was just doused in dust. takes a while for the fan I have over there to circulate the air and get the dust out of the air. So, are you sure? You turned your head around. See how you are. Everybody else is taking a nap. Well, Lucy isn't. She's so alert, but Lucy, 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 what are you doing? Hi, Lucy. Well, folks, it's that time, so I'm going to let them go crazy, and I'm going to say happy Valentine's Day to everybody, right, Cecil? Everybody's favorite Valentine's, Cecil. Lucy, do you have anything to say? Just a yawn? Okay. Mander's just enjoying his new spot. Guy's still sleeping. Sugar, you going to say anything? No. Well, thanks, guys, for being here. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah, thank you
Right?
for the live stream, Don. Thanks for your time, Cecil, for having a date with us. It was so sweet to see you.
And thanks, Amy, for your help. And we're out of here. Bye.
Bye bye.
I'm sorry.